Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports, and finally, you've already opened, Joe. I mean, you saw Joe a couple weeks ago talking about the Bullring Bash, but they've technically already opened with the Bullring Bash. Then a Monster Truck Show. You had the Governor's Cup. But now it's time for the regular season at Lee USA Speedway to open up.
Showtime.
It's showtime, and 100% all new management. You guys were there last year, but you didn't have the off season to bring you into the season like this year.
Bill came on the middle to end of June, and I came in August, and everything's gelling nicely.
Yeah, no, I think you guys have done a good job, and the facilities look good the times that we've been there, and new attitude, and now let's see what it brings for the regular racing, huh?
Hoping. We're working on the show within the show, as we're calling it this year. Making sure it's an experience for the fans. Changed our points system all the way around. Changed our handicapping system. Points leader is always going to start tail, and the heat races are actually going to meet something this year. It's 15 points for a heat win now instead of the 8 it used to be. 13 for second, 11, 9, and then 1 point.
Yep.
A spot everywhere down through. So, and if there's not 14 cars in the division, there's one heat race.
Yeah, and I obviously travel to a lot of different tracks and see a lot of different racing, and probably one of my pet peeves is watching 6 cars come out in the heat and then another 6 cars come out in the heat.
Especially on a 3/8 mile, it looks like it's like watching paint dry. It's just 6 cars it's boring.
And I've always said, I don't need to be at a racetrack for 10 hours or 6 hours. 6 hours, let's say, a realistic number, for you to think I got my money's worth.
Realistically, we're shooting for a 2.5, 3 hour window for our weekly shows.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. It gives people their entertainment, time to spend some time with their family or their race teams, but get home at a decent hour. And, and the nice part about you guys running on Friday, if it gives people the weekend to still camp or whatever, or the hardcore race fan, he's somewhere's out Saturday.
Absolutely.
Most tracks run Saturday night, and I know you guys supported both of the off-season shows, the one in Augusta and the one in Portland.
Oh, absolutely.
You get a chance to meet some people, get your product out there, and that's what it's all about.
It's funny because this year, when I did the show, since Oktoberfest was so big last year, everybody's out having Oktoberfest questions in January.
In January, we're talking about October. It'd be easy to go back 3 months and go forward 10 months, but no, in Oktoberfest, anybody that is watching the show and was at Oktoberfest last year knows how big a deal it was, how good the racing was, and it was chilly at the end of the night. So
it was chilly at the end of the night, but it was just bigger than our wildest expectations.
Yeah, and we've covered it the last few years, and I remember I went to my first Oktoberfest like 3 years ago, and and it was obviously 2.5 or whatever, but and it's something I don't want to miss. It's like it's a long day. You see people, new people, and it's just people having fun. It's the end of the year, no points race. It's bragging rights. It's one of those bragging rights events.
Absolutely.
But before we get to Oktoberfest, we got to open the track.
Yes, we do.
You got 5 divisions. 4 divisions, and one of them is a double division. And
we have our supers presented by E-Keys for Cars, late model sportsman presented by Prime Storage, David Race Car and Components Hobby Stocks, and Benson Lumber and Hardware this year went with our Ironman, and we added with our V6 division a 4-cylinder division.
So there's and that's the Ironman's like that entry level stuff. Entry level classes are big up here at Oxford and Beechridge because they have the midweek program, but down in New Hampshire, you don't have no midweek program, so you kind of got to incorporate that a little bit onto your Saturday night and Friday night programs.
Well, Oktoberfest, we added the 4-cylinder pure stocks, and another request, question, whatever, at the shows in the off season was, are you going to do something with the 4-cylinders? And car counts kind of hedgy with the V6s. We'd like, well, let's add the 4-cylinders, and with the thought in mind that if we have 2 10-car divisions or 2 12-car divisions, we're going to run them in one race, 2 separate points, 2 separate sets of trophies, 24 cars on the track at the same time.
Yeah, so it makes
a
entertaining.
show.
You got
Exactly.
You got stuff going on. You know,
Not
having
just
that.
10 V6s going around and then 10 4-cylinders. We're going to make it a show.
Because let's face it, they aren't race cars that get worked on every week, so some are just going to break down.
Yep.
You know, and then you talk about the 350 Supers. I mean, you could see the open-wheeled, open-winged, you know, super modifieds on a regular basis
Yep.
down there, and you know they.
Yep.
I've always been intrigued by them because you know they don't run the big wide tire, they don't run the big horsepower, but man, do they get around there.
The thing that impresses me with them is with that little motor and the little tires, they're only about 0.3 of a second off of those big block Supers.
Yeah.
These guys are just laying them right through the corners, just about wide open.
Yeah, no, it's in, you know, the class, you know, every year it grows a little, you lose a couple, you gain a couple, and
Yep.
you know, what do you think, thoughts on that class this year?
That's always about a 12, 14 car division. You'll have a couple nights where there's somebody wrecked or broken, you might get 10, but you know, it's just one of those divisions that when you gain a couple, you lose a couple. It's almost, well, not almost, it's really turned into the training ground for ISMA. A lot of the guys have, you know, they go from there, they go to ISMA.
Yep, no, exactly. And then you have the late model sportsman.
Yep.
And, you know, same thing. And, you know, and that's a place down there you can go and see a couple drivers from Maine that make the trek down to
Yep.
Lee on Friday nights, you know?
Yep. Well, Bo Green is saying he's coming back this year in a sportsman, and Ryan's obviously moved on to the super late model and going to Beach Ridge, but Patrick Tangway, our champion in the hobbies last year, comes down from Maine. Sammy Peabody says he's coming back down to play at Lee this year, so we get Jim Shorey, we get quite a few from Maine.
Raymond Dinsmore.
Yep, Ray Dinsmore, absolutely.
Yeah, so, you know, it works for them, you know? And
Yep.
so it's funny because a lot of times people go to a racetrack that's not familiar to them, and they don't know anybody, but they want to cheer for somebody that has a tie to them,
Yep.
you know? So
Yep.
there is the opportunity. And then, you know, the hobby stocks, it's one of those, you know, Beach Ridge has the Wildcats, Oxford has the Strickleys. I mean, it's the same type of thing. Guys that will be on the edge of their seat and just wheeling them up.
The unpredictable hobby stocks is that they've been built since almost day one. They're actually the show of the night. They have usually the best car count. And
I was going to say, during Oktoberfest, they had a pile of them, didn't they?
there was 48, I believe, was the final count. We ran 2 features for.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, there was like a feature of one of
There
them.
was a feature and a B feature.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, and hopefully that, you know, I don't expect 48 to be there on opening night, but, you know, you'll have a slew of them.
There's, I believe, 20 pre-registered right now.
Pre-registered, you know, so you always have other ones that make those last-minute plans. And
Yep.
then, you know, we touched on the Ironman thing. So, I mean, division-wise, you got many choices, you know, and for the fan,
Yep.
many different types. You're not seeing 3 or 4 classes that all look similar.
Yep.
You know, obviously the super modified stand out, the Ironman stands out. You know, the hobby. I mean, 4 classes really that are all unique in their own way.
Yeah, because even our late model sportsmen, they're running the late model bodies, so they don't even look like the hobbies. You know, when they were quote unquote the street stocks, there was much difference to
Yeah.
them. But you
Yeah,
know,
you
as
have to
they're
really
evolving.
Yep. No, and I think that's great. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Joe about some of the bigger events that are happening down there at Lee USA Speedway this year, and they got some pretty big ones, starting already with the Governor's Cup and ending with Oktoberfest. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Everyone knows Scott's Recreation sells RVs and campers, but did you know Scott's Recreation is becoming one of New England's largest trailer dealers too? Over 600 units sold since January 1st. Everything from snowmobile trailers to enclosed cargo trailers to open utility trailers to equipment trailers to dump trailers and more. And now Scott's Recreation is stocking 2, 3, and 4-horse trailers featuring aluminum models made right here in Maine. Get more details online. Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner, Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Don't let the other guys rough you up. Shop online at otmotorsales.com.
Clark's Eastside Scrap and Westside Scrap, 2 of the region's most efficient scrap yards. Both locations have the latest and greatest equipment, along with large capacity scales that are constantly calibrated to ensure honest weights. Car crushing, roll-off containers, scrap metal. Clark's Eastside Scrap in Chelsea and Clark's Westside Scrap in Farmingdale. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, Route 1 Saco.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
All right, we're back here with Joe Bassett. You've already opened up with, a couple of 2 or 3 big shows, and now you start your Friday night program and give them top billing for a while, and then, coming into June, the end of June, the Volante Modified Series makes their first appearance of the year,
Yep.
and I've been to one of their races already this year. And last year there was a lot of talk on that series, and a lot of disgruntled fans after some of their races with the tires. They ride for 60, race for 40. Well, I went to Monadnock, let me tell you, they dropped the green, they raced till they dropped the checkered. So,
Yeah.
And I've heard from other people that that's what the case is
And
this year.
the last 10 laps, I missed the end of the show because I had to go promote at another event, but I'm told that the top 5 cars, you could have thrown a blanket over them for the last 10 laps.
No, it was great racing. It was great racing. So, looking forward to seeing them at Lee, and then come right back the next week from that, and you got the fireworks display, and you guys
Yep.
always do a really nice job, and everybody loves fireworks. So,
Yep.
if you can get a little fireworks on the track, and then and then some fireworks in the sky, and then the end of July, the Granite State Pro Stock Series. It's their
Yep.
initial visit.
This is their first race at our track, and I'm actually excited about it. Last time I talked to Mike Parks about it, he was expecting probably in the 30-plus car count range, which is going to be a good field.
Yeah, and there again, for our Maine viewers, I know we have some people looking to support that series from Maine.
Yep.
Larry Gelinas, Bradley Babb,
Yep.
and so I think it's a great opportunity to bring in some Maine race fans on that Friday night, and then probably other than Oktoberfest, the event is the biggest event down there, and that's the Ismer race. Bentley's bike ride, which bring in 100+ bikes. They leave from Bentley's. Ride in.
I think the last time was over 200, but
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
There's a slew of motorcycles, so
when they all ride onto the track, there's no room.
No, and everything stops. And Bentley is a big supporter of you guys, a big supporter of super modified racing.
Well, would you expect everything not to stop with Bentley coming in?
Oh, yeah, Bentley walks in the room.
Bentley draws just the center of attention wherever he goes.
And that's Friday night in August 8th, and I know. Last year, you guys, between that and the modifieds, the weather just...
We rained out every big show last year.
If it was a special event at Lee,
it rained.
It was going to rain.
There was no modifieds. We got the fireworks show in, and there was no ISMA show.
Yeah,
it was...
Yeah, because it's tough.
The monster truck show got rained out.
Yeah, when it's the end of the year, it's tough to... or even mid-year, it's tough to start fitting that stuff in. But, hopefully everything goes. And then we touched on it a little bit. Oktoberfest. That comes up, October 11th and 12th, and you practice on the 10th Friday, and it's over 300 race cars.
It was 325 last year.
Can you top it this year? Well, let me answer the question. When they're already talking about it in January, you got a pretty good shot.
Well, I don't know where we're going to put them all, but I would love to top it. You always want to do bigger and better, correct? If I'm happy with less than 325, why bother doing it?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And, what is there, 15 divisions? And
Well, it's looking right now there's going to be 15 divisions. Added a couple, took a couple out. Not totally sure how it's going to pan out. We haven't finalized everything yet as far as I know, but
you got a few months.
It's going to be a busy year.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be busy.
Because on top of all this other stuff, we're with the show within the show that we're working on, there's going to be some theme nights. We always have the El Camino night, working on possibly a motorcycle night, just different things to bring in new faces.
Right. And then, it always closes off down there with the flea market. And each year more people seem to be coming down there and selling and buying,
Well, we, just like Oktoberfest, we promoted a little more and a little harder than we had in years past. And it was very successful last year. So again, we're hoping for bigger and better on that too.
Yeah, and we hope to be able to come down as much as we possibly can and bring the highlights back to the viewers, and maybe gets them excited to take that Friday night when they're no Saturday night guy. Let's make the trek down.
We're fixing that crack this year. We're going to make sure you have our highlights and our results, and make sure we get on the air.
Get the word out there. So, but no, I appreciate all you guys do, and yourself, Bill, Red, and Judy, all the staff. Beautiful facility.
And we appreciate what you do. It all works hand in hand to make short track racing survive.
Yeah, no, it has to. So looking forward to 2014 down to Lee USA Speedway. And if you get a chance on a Friday night, and we just went over some of the bigger events, but they got a beautiful website, LeeUSASpeedway.com, I think is the domain. So just check it out, go to their schedule, and
and we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter. That I'm starting to figure it out. Yeah, they told me we had a Twitter account, so I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. But I want to thank you, Joe, for making the trek up here twice in a month. But it's what it's all about, getting the word out and trying to make people aware of what you guys get going on. All right, that's Joe Bassett, the promoter from Lee USA Speedway.
Award Champs LLC is Southern Maine's premier award supplier and official award supplier for many of the area's top organizations and events. If you're in need of an award for a sponsor, employee recognition, fundraising event, or an entire sports organization, call Todd Mead at Award Champ. They provide the best for less with competitive pricing like the big online firms, but give you the personalized service you can only get from a local supplier. When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary supermodified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and let's hope the weather treats Lee USA Speedway better this upcoming Friday night as they did last week, as they got rained out. So they've had a couple of events already, the Governor's Cup, the Bull Ring Bash, the Monster Truck Show. So hopefully it carries over to their regular Friday night program, and you see some great racing down there. And if you get a chance, get down there and check it out. If you're a regular at one of the local tracks here up in the state of Maine, or even over at Star Speedway or some of the tracks to the other parts of New England, check out these other tracks and take in a program and see how they do different, see the different classes. And I kind of challenge everybody to do that this year and go to some tracks that you've never been to and support maybe some series that you've never been at, and just kind of see how others do it, and just support short track racing. But speaking of supporting short track racing, if it wasn't from the guys from yesteryear, the kids of today wouldn't have this great sport that they have. And we traveled over to the Augusta Civic Center in April as the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame had their induction ceremony, inducting their 2014 class. And, we touted all the personalities, all the different ones that were being inducted. But Willie Lasciuto from Lasciuto Productions covers the event and puts some pieces together for us. And, we want to hear from the honorees and hear their speeches, and for the most part, most of them are in attendance, and it's nice. And some of them get inducted after they've passed. And a couple that we're going to listen to this week is Jimmy Burns. Everybody remembers Jimmy Burns up, Unity, Wiscasset, Oxford. probably his more famous car was over at Oxford with the 07 O'Connor GMC car, and won a lot of races. And you get a chance to hear what he says, and some of the stories you guys tell are that's just worth it in itself, because the average fan that might know about him doesn't know some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So Jimmy had some great stories, and then we heard from the wife of the late Leland Kangas, and Leland Kangas was just a dominating force over there at Oxford. At the same time as Jimmy Burns was there, and Mike Rowe, and the rivalry that he had with Mike Rowe, and you heard from, they talk about it. It carries over. A true rivalry isn't necessarily on the track. It's when it carries over in the stands, and the fans are rivals with each other, and that's what Leland and Mike had, and and it was good that they were both inducted in the same year. And you hear what his wife had to say, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The thing that really I think meant the most to me as I went to these Hall of Fame inductions was the support that these guys got from the people that were part of their racing career. Former crew members, former car owners, former fans that come out and be a part of this induction ceremony to hear and just honor them. And I thought that was great on everybody's part, especially Leland Kangas's and Jimmy Burns in particular. This, and that's why we want to show them this week. And we got the other ones we'll show in upcoming episodes. But really enjoy what they had to say and think about how much they've given to the sport.
Evening, folks. Our next inductee to the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame resides in Winslow. Now, even if you didn't know who was in this year's class, even if I just mentioned Winslow, you probably know who I was talking about, because when you say Winslow, you think of Jim Burns. This driver, who's now in the Hall of Fame, visited Victory Lane in his first race. He would be there over 100 times. His talents took him all over the Northeast and Canada, and this Winslow Manor competed with and beat some of the sport's best on a national level. And tonight, he takes a career victory lap among the newest class of Hall of Famers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the newest member of the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame, Mr. Jim Burns.
Good evening, everybody. It looks like everybody's having a pretty good time. I'm not very used to this, and somebody told me that I ought to look at the crowd and pretend that everybody is naked. It'll help you get through. But I looked around and I saw Dave Davo and Dickie Walsh at Joe, and I said, man, I got to change that picture. But other than that, I really don't have an awful lot to say, but thanks to the members, the board that inducted me into the Hall of Fame. I really appreciate it. It's quite an honor. And a few people I'd like to thank here is like car owners that I had driven for, and there's a few of them. Some of you know them, some of you might not, but Chet Rice, Greg Parks, Jeff Rich, Mike Pam and Dick O'Connor, Gail Ellis, Henry Shaw, Timmy Barton, Dave Berry, Jeff Laverdia, Ron Bishop, Billy Moore, Bob and Doug Raven, and Stan Reserve. Now, Stan Reserve, I kept him for last because, excuse me, I had a little story that finished it. He was telling about. Back in '78, was racing up to Unity there, and I had the race, and there was a race at Wiscasset. And while I was running at Wiscasset, it was a points race, and like he said, I wasn't really chasing points. And so I figured there's a little more money to be had up there, and you had guys like Frank Frazier that come out of Nova Scotia, and Tommy Rosati come out of Massachusetts, come up, and some of these guys bounced around a little bit. And then you had Skipper Hodgkin, which you all know, or most of you know anyway, that had a Camaro that he just bought from Ed Howe. Pretty nice car, state of the art. We're back in our home-built cars. He shows up, Wally Patrick, driving the car, and we're out there running. I'm practicing, and I broke my crankshaft in my car, so I'm junk, I'm out of business. So I got thinking, Stan lives up the road a half a mile. Me and my friend Jimmy Howard and my longtime buddy, we got in a truck, went up, took the car out of his garage. Now, mind you, Stan is racing, don't know nothing about it. He's down in Wiscasset. So I take the car out of the garage, we go to Unity there, and we get out, and I unloaded it, started it up. Consi's going out, because you got to go a lap with Consi in order to make the race. I went one lap, they threw the green flag, I did a complete 360 right in front of the start flag stand there. That was cool. I went around one lap, drove into the pit. I got out of the car and I said, wow, got no brakes on the front end. Tires on the back, I got canvas showing on them. So I went over to a friend that was there, Dana Dutton. I thought you people probably know him. I went over to Dana and I said, Dana, I said, I ain't got any money on me right now, but he said, I need a couple of tires. Yeah, take what you want. So he had some tires. The front worked pretty good, I thought, and the back was the trouble, so I put 2 brand new tires right on the back of that car. Jimmy Howard, my friend and crew chief there, helping me out, took a pair of vice grips, took the line off the right front, pinched it over, locked it up. We started dead last in that race, and it's pretty cool, it's pretty memorable. It was probably 30, 40 laps. I'm working my way up, picking off a car or 2 a lap as we go along. And there's get up to about halfway, and I'm pretty well, probably within 10 car lengths to the front. And I'm thinking, boy, you know, this guy's going pretty good, even though what's going on. And we just kept plugging away and plugging away. Within 20 laps to go, there's a restart. Now I'm second. Here's Wally with that Camaro, and I'll tell you what, it was a state-of-the-art car. So anyway, they throw the flag, and here we go. For 20 laps, both of us, side by each. He's on the inside, I'm on the outside. He'd beat me through the corner. I'd beat him off the corner. He'd beat me through the corner. I beat him off the corner. We went the last 20 laps like that, and the last lap, heading into 3, he drove by me about 4 car lengths, and I said, boy, what are you gonna do now? And I just buried it right in. And the front slid right to the dirt. I yanked the wheel, turned it, and stood on it. And when I did, them new tires hooked up, and I shot by him about 3 car lengths. And I won the race. And what was good about that was pretty cool. Half an hour later, Stan shows up. Big. I think, uh-oh. Everybody said, what's going to happen if Stan shows up or you wreck his car? I say, I don't know. I have to buy him a new one or something. I don't know. Build a one, right? Whatever. So we worked together, so it was pretty cool. I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it with everybody. But so he shows up and he says, hey, how much we win? I says, 1,200. He said, don't forget, half of that's mine. I said, what about the tires? He said, them are yours. So he said, I'm going to take that money and go to Florida. I said, yeah, I paid the bills and went home and bought a 12-pack. Yeah, but it was fun, it was worth it. And I had a really good time. And I want to thank everybody and thank you for having me here. And I hope you got a kick out of that. And thank you. Thank you, everybody.
It is such an honor to be here tonight, presenting the Hall of Fame induction for Leland Kangas. I have thoroughly enjoyed speaking with his family and friends, getting to know the man, the driver, who left such an indelible mark on the racing community as a fierce and well-respected competitor and friend to so many. I am very grateful to Leland's wife, Deborah, and his children, Kim and Billy, for sharing their love and memories so openly. Leland's love and dedication to youth athletics lived on after his passing, with an athletic scholarship being created in his name. He was also highly dedicated to helping his community as a Shriner, a Mason, and a firefighter. With his induction, Leland's legacy as a champion, a true competitor, will live on not only for his wife and children, but for his granddaughter Kaya, and all the future generations of drivers and race fans. It is with great honor that I now welcome to the stage the family of Leland Kangas, his wife Deborah, daughter Kim, and son Billy, to accept this 2014 Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame Award tonight.
I'd like to take this time just to thank everyone for coming. It's really nice to have everybody together. I'd like to thank Minna and Danny Gould for being here, and all the crew members as well, and their families. On the way up here, there was a nice rain shower that let me know that he knew we were here tonight. And some of the memories that I can remember, I was only 8, but I still can remember quite a bit of the rivalries in the crowd between Mike Rowe and my dad. And when I was 7 or 8, to think that when I was 25, 30, that I'd be cheering for Mike Rowe, I would say no, never happened. But he's definitely became one of my favorites still today. So it was amazing to watch them compete against each other back in the day. You don't see that kind of racing anymore, unfortunately, like you did back then. One thing I can remember my dad always saying was, and I think of it every day. That second is like kissing your sister, was one of his main things he'd always say. So, you know, he wanted to win. He was very competitive, and his crew definitely helped him be where he was every race. So thank you for the induction and the committee for everything that you do. It's a great recognition. He'd be very proud, and it's an honor to accept this for him.
I did not grow up in the car business. I started as a technician in a small garage, and now lucky enough to own my own dealership. I think buying a new car should be hassle-free with pricing up front. We like to negotiate with everyone the same way. Our goal is for our customers to feel good and make it easy and quick if they so desire. We pay our sales staff to help satisfy your needs, not to collect a traditional commission.
Southern Maine Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Maine's only Viper dealer, Route 1, Saco.
Award season event is going on now.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We've already sold over 150 campers this year. If you visited one of our stores and we didn't get to you, I apologize. We've been really busy. We still have over 200 units in stock with savings up to $10,000 on new 2014 travel trailers, up to $25,000 on new 2014 fifth wheels and Toyotas, and new motorhomes starting at just $59,000. Huge selection, low prices, easy financing.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the Southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainely Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Clark's Car Crushing, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid.
Well, for our fans that follow along in Maine, just across the border, not too far into New Hampshire, is Star Speedway over in Epping, New Hampshire. You know, they run a weekly program. You've seen some highlights over the last few years. You know, big event that they have coming up in a couple weeks. The SBM. We'll hear from Kevin Rice next week talking about the 4th annual SBM. You know, open competition modified event, and brings the stars from, you know, the ROCs out of New York, the Valente Modified Series, the Tour Type mods, you know, the guys, you know, the Outlaw mods that just go everywhere and just race for the money, you know, your Matt Hirschmans of the world, and, you know, really a good event. That'll be coming up in a couple weeks, but, you know, they also run the mods on a weekly basis, and this week they had the NEMA Midgets in there, the NEMA Lights, they had, you know, the Nelcar Legends were down there to run a program with their Strictlies as well as their mods. So I'm going to show some highlights over the next couple segments and see some of the race action that took place over at Star Speedway this past weekend.
round of applause, car number 38, Matthew Burgoyne. Matt, at the beginning of this one, I said keep an eye on that 38 car because he's coming. You worked your way through the field. Great job tonight. Tell us about how this one feels to be in victory lane at the start of the night.
Oh, this feels awesome. I think this is actually my first official win here. I've knocked on the door a few times, but car finally fell in, the setup fell into place, and I was talking with my crew chief, like, man, should we make a change? And it's like, yeah, we should make a little bit, and it really dialed it in.
Clearly that was the change you guys needed. Who would you like to thank tonight for this one?
I got to thank Credo Auto Body, Karen Signs, Realty Maine, Borgwin Designs. I got to thank my crew chief, Terry Kirk, my mom and dad for bringing me out here, and that's about it.
All right, your winner tonight in the No Call Legend Series, one more time, car number 38, Matthew Burgoyne. And the birthday boy, turned 39 today, has it in victory lane tonight. How about a round of applause for car number 78, John Cashman? Well, John, last time I said it was the first time I talked to you down here. Now you got number 2. How does this one feel to be back in victory lane for the second time tonight, and you're the new points leader?
Awesome. It feels great. I can't thank these guys enough. Chris Augovitz, I mean, Doc can do no wrong. My brother, girlfriend, my actually daughter showed up tonight. Excellent.
All right, a happy birthday and congratulations. Your Woody's Auto Strictly Stock winner tonight, John Cashman in car number 78. Woo!
Our winner, let's see, 3 weeks, 3 Bigelows in the victory lane. Now you get to take over the family bragging rights. You saw Paul do it. Scott did it last week. Now you jump in Scott's car and take the win. You got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I can't thank him enough. He had his daughter's dance recital this weekend. He couldn't make it, so he let me hop in the car, and I mean, the thing's a rocket ship, so I can't thank him enough. I got to thank the whole crew too, my other brother Paul, my father, of course, for helping us. We wouldn't be here without him. My father-in-law Mike, Joe Santa Maria came up today. I lost my brakes in the heat race. He was underneath the car, wrenching on it, helping us out whatever we could, so definitely a team effort, and awesome to get 3 in a row. That's a cool feat.
Yeah. Listen, for the family, all 3 of you now have a feature win all in a row. How about that caution flag? Did you know the car was strong enough that you'd be able to stay out front even with a late caution?
I knew I'd be strong enough. Tires were starting to wear out. Car was getting a little free at the end. I heard the over the radio saying the running order. Knew Danny was behind me. He's always a threat. So on the restart, I went, got back on the throttle. She didn't want to turn. It was a drag race into one, and luckily I only had 5 laps left. But can't thank everybody enough, and thank you everybody for everybody coming out, and just all the officials, everybody that helps. Just great time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ryan Bigelow's in victory lane, the winner of the 25-lap NEMA Light main event.
Award Champs LLC is Southern Maine's premier award supplier and official award supplier for many of the area's top organizations and events. If you're in need of an award for a sponsor, employee recognition, fundraising event, or an entire sports organization, call Todd Mead at Award Champ. They provide the best for less with competitive pricing like the big online firms, but give you the personalized service you can only get from a local supplier. When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
We've got the car you've been looking for at OT Motor Sales. Shop online at otmotorsales.com.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
here in modified victory lane, coming home third tonight. Sometimes you got to be lucky to be good. Car number 14. How about a round of applause for Dana Smith? Dana, you're the right place at the right time for this one. You made it through the wrecks. You come home third tonight at Star. Tell us about your run.
Oh, lucky is definitely right. Good was not me tonight, but it was fun. It was better than we've been this year, and I said I stayed out of trouble. Bunch of the fast cars got wrecked. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's lucky, and I guess I'll take it.
All right, who would you like to thank tonight?
Oh, my pit crew, my family, my kids right there. Yeah, they come to every race with me. Yeah. My dad, he owns the car. He does all the work on it. And all my sponsors, who I probably can't think of right now, but they know who they are.
All right, third place tonight, car number 14, Dana Smith. And finishing second tonight, a great run for this guy, a longtime supporter of the Star Speedway. How about a big round of applause for car number 5, Sumner Scott! Sumner, the car looked good tonight. You made it through the wrecks. You come home second. You got by Dana in the end there. Tell us about your run and tell us how this one feels tonight.
This one feels excellent after the last time out. I got to thank my crew. I got the best crew, best wife, best family. I'll tell you, Casey O'Brien, you need heating done, call him. He's your man. Thank you guys for all coming out here. I mean, without you guys in the stands, we're basically running around here by ourselves. Good run. Avoided a lot of wrecks. Got lucky, knocking my bald head. But got to thank everybody. Got to thank the competitors for coming out, and good night.
All right, it's good to see a driver like this come home second tonight. How about another round of applause? Car number 5, Sumner Scott. And your winner tonight, finally down in victory lane, his first career modified win tonight. How about a round of applause for 14-year-old Matt Swanson? Matt, clearly you got a lot of fans here tonight. You finally made this one happen. You got out front and you just ran away. Tell us about your run and tell us how it feels to be in victory lane tonight in a modified here at the Star Speedway.
Yeah, it feels really good. I got to thank Marco, Kenny Berry at Spafco, Kinsley Automotive, FMR, and the Race Depot.
All right, one more time. First career modified victory for Matt Swanson in car number 40.
You just saw the modified race action, and you saw the young man that picked up the win, Matt Swanson. Last name familiar with some of the guys that might have followed the old Busch North Series years ago when they used to make frequent stops at Beach Ridge. His dad, John Swanson, ran the New England Pontiacs, number 25. And I'll tell you, I had the privilege of meeting Matt Swanson last year when he first got behind the wheel of the Turcotte Motorsports modified, and really impressed with the young man. And I shouldn't call him a young man, he's a kid, but just the way he handles himself and how he treats the situation, not only on the track but off the track. Very mature beyond his years, and I think his family and his team has done a great job with him. He's very humble, very talented racer, and as it shows. And some of the comments that I saw from other racers, this is, we're racing kids now, and when kids sometimes come up and they have that talent and they might have a little bit more money in their budget than you do, and sometimes other racers, they have a hard time swallowing that, but this kid does it, and he's very appreciative of the opportunity that not only his family but his race team has given him. And anybody that caught the number 40 over at the Bullring Bash at Lee, saw him win his heat in commanding fashion, and really run well until they had overheating problems. So picked up his first win at Star, and it's a first of many, and very nice young man. So if you get a chance to talk to him, whether it's at the SBM or a Saturday night show there, or you catch up with him at a track, because he goes to a lot of tracks. He's a race fan. I'll tell you, you'll be surprised if how well spoken the young man is and how appreciative he is of the support he gets from everyone. But great job to Matt over there at Star Speedway. We'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll throw some shout outs to some other people that are really had some big things happen over this weekend or are on fire to start the 2014 season.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems, even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 9 locations in Maine.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super-modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Mainely Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
Well, you heard me make reference earlier in the show and suggesting to the race fans that try to catch in some action at some other different venues. If you're, obviously most race fans go to that one racetrack because they have a relative or they are involved in a team or, just that's where their home is. But, to get a chance and check out some other facilities and see what you're missing and how others do it. And, I had a chance, and I've been there many a times, but we traveled over to White Mountain Motorsports Park over in North Woodstock, New Hampshire, and beautiful facilities that Donnie and Terry Avery and have put together. And son David used to be heavily involved years ago, but kind of taking a little backseat role now. He's got a family, and got a chance to talk and catch up with David, and just what a great facility it is over there. Great place to watch a track, and the track just puts on good racing in all divisions. The mighty trucks to their sportsmen to their late models, and this past week the past super late models were there, and they always put on a great race over there. And which brings me to one of my guys that's on fire, and DJ Shaw. I mean, to win races at any level is tough. To win 2 in a row. You really got your stuff together. I know Jimmy Johnson's done it at the Cup level, but then when you start racking off more than that, I mean, you've got your program in line. And when you can go to the Pro All-Star Series and you can pull off 3 wins in a row, and you're beating the likes of Johnny Clark, Ben Rowe, Mike Rowe, Cassius Clark, Travis Benjamin, Joey Dwyron, the outside invaders that come in once in a while, the Richie Dearborns, and I'll tell you, you're on your game. And DJ Shaw is one of those guys right now that he's on top of his game, and it isn't dominating, but the last 50 laps of the race it's showing, and the Dale Shaw race cars are really they're really on their game right now, and he's peaking at the right time, or is it a little early? I don't know, but we're going to catch up with DJ over the next few weeks and see what his secret to success is, and I'm sure he's not going to let us in on all the secrets, but that team and everybody, they're really gelling. So, there's one of them that's on fire. And another guy I want to make reference to, and we haven't even made our first trek up to Speedway 95 this year, but, 4 for 4, Alex Berry, running the number 67, and the Strickleys up there, leading the points, and, really came onto it towards the end of last year and starting to be a threat on a weekly basis. And this year has just started off, like a house of fire. Has picked up the win in, all 4 weekly races they've had, and, really having a great year. And I've known Alex and his family, met him when we were go-kart racing, real super family. And so, really good job to him, and can't wait to make a trek up to Speedway 95 in the not-too-distant future to, see some of that, some of the late model action, and some of the things that's going on up there as they get ready to expand into the summer months. And so there's a couple guys I want to talk to that are on fire. And I want to throw a shout-out to Rusty Poland. Picked up his first win. You saw Rusty on the show before the season started, and we had Rusty on with Corey Buba, 2 guys that are started their years off on fire, and Rusty ended last year strong, and that's what we talked about when we had him in an interview, was how strong he ran in 2013. So he was real optimistic that that first win on the Past Sportsman Series wasn't going to take too long to gain to pick up in 2014, and obviously he did, and picked up the win over at Oxford this past weekend. And so congratulations to him and his whole team. And speaking of Oxford, pretty rough race over there on Sunday for the pro late models, and but they're having it rough with the weather. I mean, 3 Friday nights in a row have been canceled, and hopefully this week, things work out a little better for them. And because I know people, they clamor for these rain dates, and the track, they've done it. They've given them rain dates on Sunday, but it's it's really tough sometimes. People make plans, and it's hard to to be able to change those plans to be able to go to the racetrack. I mean, obviously the racers and the crews, they do what they can. They're diehards, but your average fan that might already have that picnic planned or that outing or something, it's hard to get them to the track. So, but hopefully the weather changes around for them this week, and they can go back to their regular schedule. And that's about all we got for this week. Hope you guys all enjoy it. We're going to take a break. We come back from commercial. We'll show you the results from all the tracks that were in competition and send us the results over this past weekend and see some of your favorites, cracking, maybe picking up a win or getting their first top 5 of the year. And race season's here, and get out and support your local short tracks.
Get the right car at the right price. OTMotorsales.com.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices.